Murray. Moody, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here. My mic's on. Maybe I wasn't speaking loud enough. I have to say, I'm a new senator here, so this is all very troubling to me. But I'm really shocked. Most people come and introduce their families. I'm really shocked that we have behind you anti-Trump lawyers that you've invited. Do you want to introduce your lawyers that you brought with you today? I'm just noticing that they're aiding with your testimony. They keep handing you notes and whispering in your ears. So I figured you should probably, for the record, put their names in the record.
My lawyers have been publicly associated with me already.
So you're refusing to acknowledge the attorneys that are present in this hearing room helping you with your testimony?
The attorneys that I have been.
I mean, I've been in the legal world for a long time, and attorneys generally aren't shy about stating appearances and saying when they're here helping clients. So is there some reason you don't want to introduce the senators to the lawyers that are here and put their names on the record?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, they're passing you notes, so I think it's fair for the record to know who's passing you notes while you testify. And I really didn't mean that, trying to be adversarial here. I just think for the record, it's probably good to know who's passing notes and whispering in your ear.
I think my counsel is happy to follow up with you. I was hoping that we would stay focused on the critical issues related to.
We're at a hearing because you called the chairman and talked about these issues, and the chairman has called a hearing, and now you're here testifying, and you have attorneys giving you notes and whispering in your ear, presumably about your testimony. So for the record, who is here with you, helping you with your testimony? I mean, look, I'm a judge, I'm a former federal prosecutor, I was attorney general, I was a lawyer. Like, this is not an abnormal thing.
Yeah, my attorneys have been publicly associated with me.
What attorneys are here with you at this hearing, assisting with your testimony and whispering in your ear? Please state their names for the record.
My two attorneys that are in the room would be happy to follow up with you after the discussion.
So, Mr. Chairman, I would like the record to reflect that you have called a hearing of two people who have hired anti-Trump lawyers. When did you hire them?
I sought their counsel, I believe on the day around on or before the day I was fired.
And is now refusing, now that they're in the courtroom and helping with testimony and passing notes on what to say, refusing to give their names to those of us that may not know their names. I mean, is there a reason you don't want to give their names? Are you afraid that it's going to come unraveled, that you have this whole network of people that's trying to embarrass the president or go after the president, and now you are joining this group? Why don't you want to give their names?
Their names have been publicly associated with them. They issued public remarks early on after.
Well, let me ask your colleague. I've noticed they've also been giving you notes too and whispering to you. Will you state their names?
So their names are Abby Lowell and Mark Zaid.
That wasn't too hard. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really was genuinely asking so that the record was clear. But now I'm wondering what else we're trying to hide. And I'll go back to you. Did you plan to coordinate? And I'll go back to the original witness. Did you plan to coordinate this public spectacle surrounding your firing?
No.
And have you coordinated with Dr. Oury? Am I pronouncing that correctly? And I apologize if I'm not. Did you coordinate with her or anyone else that you worked with surrounding your leaving?
I did not coordinate with anyone surrounding my leaving. I was terminated abruptly.
So you had no advance plan to write an op-ed, do a public hearing. I noticed that you immediately called our chairman.
I had committed during my confirmation process, several elements, including integrity, transparency, working with Congress.
But you had no advance plan with any colleagues?
I had no advance plan with any colleagues.
Dr. Oury, if there wasn't an advance plan, did you tell a reporter we agreed to do this together?
Myself, Dr. Jernigan, and Dr. Daskalakis.
Agreed to do this all together?
Once Dr. Monarez was being terminated, the three of us knew that we could not remain given our ethical concerns and commitment to scientific integrity.
I just want to make a brief comment as my name was invoked. As the chairman of the committee with jurisdiction over the CDC that favorably reported Dr. Monarez as CDC Director, it is entirely appropriate for someone with oversight concerns to contact my office or me, or frankly, any of us. Upon receiving outreach from Dr. Monarez, I contacted both the Secretary and the White House to inquire what was happening and to express concerns about what was alleged. As soon as the director was fired, the HELP Committee began reviewing the situation as it is our responsibility, and any and all communications with the witnesses was conducted by HELP staff in coordination with attorneys.
Mr. Chairman, may I comment on that, please?
Yes, sir.
Very briefly, I find it rather astounding that anyone is concerned that government heads of agencies talk to the elected officials of the United States of America. That is what they are supposed to do. Thank you.
During a heated Senate hearing, Senator Ashley Moody, Republican Florida, turned her focus away from policy and zeroed in on the legal team supporting former CDC Director Dr. Susan Monarez. The exchange quickly grew tense as Moody pressed Monarez to publicly identify the attorneys who were seated behind her, passing notes and quietly advising her as she testified. From the start, Moody made it clear she was unsettled by the scene. "Most people come and introduce their families," she said, "but I'm really shocked that you've brought anti-Trump lawyers and haven't introduced them. For the record, I think it's important that we know who is whispering in your ear." Monarez, however, resisted naming them directly. She maintained that her counsel had already been publicly associated with her and insisted there was nothing unusual about attorneys advising a client in such a high-stakes setting. "I've been in the legal world a long time," she responded. "Attorneys generally aren't shy about stating appearances. My counsel is happy to follow up with you." Moody was unsatisfied with that answer. She repeated her demand several times, framing Monarez's reluctance as evasive. At one point, she suggested that withholding the names could point to something larger, perhaps a coordinated network of lawyers and officials working to discredit the president. "Why don't you want to give their names?" Moody pressed. "Are you afraid it's going to come unraveled, that there's a whole group working together against the president?" After a prolonged back and forth, Monarez's colleague finally confirmed the names: Abby Lowell and Mark Zaid, both attorneys with long public records. Moody quickly thanked them but made clear she was unsettled by the resistance. "That wasn't too hard," she remarked, before questioning aloud what else might be hidden. The questioning then shifted to whether Monarez had coordinated her public actions following her termination. Moody suggested that contacting the committee chair so quickly and appearing at the hearing gave the impression of a carefully staged effort. Monarez flatly denied this, saying her firing had been abrupt and left her with no opportunity to plan with colleagues. She emphasized that her outreach to Congress was in line with promises she made during her confirmation to uphold transparency and integrity. When pressed again, Monarez repeated that she had not worked with anyone in advance to orchestrate a spectacle. Instead, she described her departure as sudden, with no pre-written op-eds or pre-planned hearings. Dr. Oury, another witness, added clarification. She acknowledged that after Monarez's dismissal, she and two other colleagues decided they could not remain at the CDC. According to her, the decision to resign was based on ethical concerns and a shared duty to scientific integrity, not political maneuvering. "Once Dr. Monarez was being terminated," she explained, "the three of us knew we could not remain given our ethical concerns." Committee leaders stepped in to defend the propriety of Monarez's contact with lawmakers. They stressed that agency officials have a responsibility to communicate with elected representatives, especially when oversight issues arise. One senator noted, "I find it astounding that anyone would question why government heads talk to members of Congress. That is exactly what they're supposed to do." The exchange left the hearing room divided. Supporters of Monarez argued that her outreach was entirely appropriate, while critics suggested the refusal to immediately name her attorneys added unnecessary suspicion. The tension underscored how even procedural questions about legal representation can quickly spiral into partisan clashes when framed against broader battles over the former president.